Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast. Well, it's official. Aaron Judge is the 16th captain of the New York Yankees. Now, we should be surprised about that. So we're going to kind of look at the press conference, I'll give my reaction to that, as well as the Mets getting a holiday gift dropped into their pants of their own in the name of Carlos Correa. So the deal to the Giants falls through, ends up in the Mets' lap there. So Stevie Cohen jumping right on him. So get into all that stuff, as well as some other Yankee news in terms of Matt Carpenter, Lucas Lucky, DFA'd. We'll get into all that stuff. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this podcast. So wherever you're listening right now, whether it's iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to us, it's got to be a like or a subscribe button, something of that nature. Follow, whatever you want to say, hit that and get notified when new content comes up throughout the rest of off season as we head into the 2023 baseball season. So the Yankees kind of made it all official with Aaron Judge, having him come to the Bronx, the Yankee Stadium, to officially sign on the dotted line. So again, a lot of stuff was not official yet, but of course we all knew. Again, Judge signing for a 9-year deal for $360 million, and they had the whole press conference up there, and it's kind of what you expected. They even have Jeter fly up, I guess, from Florida for the event. And, basically, nothing really surprising there. I guess got a little insight on Judge just to hear Aaron Boone's remarks on him, just kind of how he is in the clubhouse and all that stuff. And, it's kind of like the personal relationships and how everyone sort of looks up to Judge in that way. And they could kind of tell when Judge is going to have a good game or not and stuff like that. So, nothing really big there. Hal was kind of like, I don't know, it was a little weird, almost like I didn't want to be there, but they had him and Judge hold up the jersey for a moment. And the Hal side of it was kind of flopping down. It was this kind of, I don't know, just kind of a little schlubby there. And no one was wearing ties except Judge. Everyone was doing kind of the cool casual look. And, you had Aaron Boone there in the Mafia black turtleneck with the sports coat look there. So, so again, that was just kind of all, par for the course there. I understand bringing Jeter up. I understand the whole captain thing. But all right, you're going to bring Jeter up, at least let him go to the podium to speak there. Jeter didn't get a shot to speak. I mean, he was available for the press afterwards there, but it's you bring up Jeter all the way up here, at least let him, put a few words in, but whatever. I guess they wanted to keep it moving along there. So, again, no big surprise, but now it is official. He's signed on the dotted line. So Aaron Judge will be here for the next 9 years as a New York Yankee. And again, he will be the next captain. Obviously, we all knew that, going in. So once he signed on for a 9-year deal, he was going to be the next captain. So I guess, why waste time? I get it. Just announce it right away. And I guess technically, you had to wait for him to sign on the dotted line to make it official. You don't want to name him the captain, then he bails on the deal. It's kind of like what happened to Carlos Correa in San Francisco. So apparently the Giants were worried about an injury he had when he was 19 in the minors there with his ankle. Again, Carlos Correa had some problem with his shoulder, even had a little bit of last year, balked on him. He had to spend some time on the injured reserve list. But I guess the Giants were worried about his ankle there, so they kind of backed out of the deal just supposedly hours before they were going to have the press conference for it. They backed out, so Stevie Cohen and Mets jumped right on them, even though they already have a long-term deal locked with Francisco Lindor at shortstop. But Correa will now move on to third base, and he will be the Met third baseman. So they signed him to a whopping $315 million deal, 12-year deal. So just, again, one of these crazy long-term deals we just see him being thrown around all over the place. So he's 28 years old, so this is obviously going to take him to about 40, 41. So he's going to be in at least Met uniform for at least a foreseeable future. $26 million per year. I mean, yeah, you can say, just get based on what some of the other sluggers are getting and guys, hit for average and so forth, and have power are making. So I guess it's relatively fair in that regard. The length I don't get, but I don't know who else was competing with the Mets to give him 12 years like that. But again, Stevie Cohen, just again, not afraid to spend the money. He's been, again, as soon as they lost DeGrom, got Verlander in there, gave the big contract to Brandon Nimmo. Of course, Edward Diaz, he signed him right off the bat. So again, Stevie Cohen definitely, making the same. He's not afraid to spend. He's been doing it. So if you're a Met fan, hey, look, he can't complain. And as far as Carlos Correa, look, he's a very good player. He's had a couple of seasons where, he's been hurt. So 12 years, I don't know. But, he's still under 30. So you stick with it. You're still going to get about, he gets about 6 or 7 prime years from him. He's like a 20-something homer guy, more or less. He'll hit over 300. Really good defense, at least at shortstop. We'll see him now full-time at third base. Similar to when the Yankees had Jeter and they brought A-Rod along. A-Rod had to go to third base. This makes sense for Carlos Correa to go to third base, not Francisco Lindor. Lindor is more of a shortstop than Correa is. But again, Correa is kind of a bit of a bulky guy there, so you can see him at the corner spot there. And hey, look, they have a really pretty good lineup. They're going to have a very good team there. So, hats off to the Mets. And if you're a Met fan, I guess, we'll see what happens. Hopefully his body holds up. Again, he has the history, definitely has a shoulder history, and it seems like something with this ankle, the Giants, their medical staff were leery of not giving this guy a long-term deal. But I guess Cohen's like, I don't care. I'll take you. So nevertheless, that's that. Other news, I guess other guys won't be back in pinstripe. Matt Carpenter deciding a one-year deal with the San Diego Padres. So it's a one-year deal with a one-year player option. So, I wouldn't mind the Yankees kind of kick the tires and bring him back again. You probably got the best that you're going to get out of him at 37, 38 years old. What the Yankees got in this brief time he was in pinstripes. He was probably looking for a 2-year deal, or at least a deal like he got with the Padres, maybe 1 year with year one option. So technically it could be a 2-year deal. Maybe the Yankees only willing to go one there, and he's figured, all right, I'm going to go elsewhere. And look, good for him. Look, he came to the Yankees, resurrected his career a little bit. Again, he was kind of down in the dumps in his final years with the Cardinal, but again, the Yankees kind of took him off the scrap heap, and he was kind of, Babe Ruth for a couple of weeks, and then unfortunately had the foul ball off his foot, had a crack in the foot there. Did come back in the postseason against it in the Astros series there, but really just gave you nothing. It was just an automatic strikeout. And again, not that I blame him. I just thought they rushed him back, and I just thought to have him come in and also face, some of the best pitching in baseball. I think it was too much to ask from him, so didn't give you much there. But nevertheless, this looks like the work he did with the Yankees, though, was able to rectify his career there, and now he's with the Padres. And, of course, now in the National League, you have the DH, so this is probably not a deal that would have happened in the past, but now that he's a DH, he could be a DH for them, and so he goes off there, and then he goes off to the sunset, and again, wish him the best of luck. Again, as long as the Yankees don't have to face the Padres, which I don't see that World Series matchup happening just for various different reasons. And also with the Yankees, a little surprising news, they designated for assignment Lucas Luetge. A little surprising they had the left-hander, so they used to make room on the 40-man roster. When they signed Tommy Kahnle, I guess they had to let someone go. They'll let him go now. I don't think it means totally goodbye in the Yankee uniform. This could be sort of a formality of how they want to manage the roster at some point. He could come back on. I don't think it's a total goodbye. Again, he was pretty, decent for the Yankees. He's not really one of that high leverage guys. I'll say he's on the Wandy Peralta level type of lefty, but they don't really have a ton of lefties. So, kind of scratches your head a little bit. Just the fact that Britton's gone now as a free agent. Of course, Chapman's gone. You would never even consider bringing back Chapman. So it's not like the Yankees have a plethora of left-hander relievers right now. So you kind of scratch your head a little. I think it's more of an administrative formattal thing. So at some point, I think they might have him come back. So even though he is DFA'd, I don't think it's totally goodbye for him. So we'll just kind of wait and see on that. But at least at this moment right now, he's not because he was given an assignment and technically not going to be on the team. But I just think, again, I think he'll come back in some fashion. So they'll find a way to work it in. It's just probably, again, a formality with the 40-man roster. But right now, no Lucas Luetge for the Yankees. And so let's get back for Aaron Judge there. Again, I just also thought it was kind of weird that they had him put on the uniform. This, all right, he's already a Yankee, so it's not like, you do that when you go to a new team, but, just have him put on the uniform again, that was kind of awkward. Didn't really get that too much. I would just say let him come out on the press conference with the uniform already, or just let him be in his, suit and tie and just whatever. I just thought I understand, look, you're giving him a ton of money, you give him $400 million, so you want to have the little ceremony there, but, it's like I'm putting on the Yankee uniform. He never really took it off, so whatever, that was that. But so that's all official. So Aaron Judge will be your captain. And of course the Yankees, probably for now, I don't see any big moves just from them. I think they're pretty much set. Again, if they can find a way to move Donaldson or something, you like that, but it just doesn't seem that's going to be the case. Now it turns out with DJ LeMahieu, he's not going to have surgery on the toe. So again, they were kind of debating for a few weeks what they want to give him some sort of treatment or have, again, this was the crack in the toe that basically came from a crack in the foot that they realized later on. I don't know. I think anything with a crack like that, I think if there's some surgery to get it done, even if he misses a couple of months, I'd rather him just be 100% and not have this something like this linger for the whole season. But it seems like whatever they want to go forward with a non-surgical procedure, okay. I just hope it works. And again, I just hope he's able to play and not be like the way he's been the past couple of years. It's been banged up. If you're just missing him for 2 or 3 months, if he has the surgery, I don't think that's terrible. Against early on the season, I know every win's important, but early on, if someone's out a little bit, it's not really as big a deal as having them not 100% during the season, and of course not having them available for the playoffs, which was the case, last season with the Yankees, and of course in 2021 in the final game at Fenway there. So we'll see how that goes. But I guess at least at that point, if he's not going to have the surgery, then I guess you can expect him to be in the starting lineup for Game 1, 2023 there. And again, ironically, that the first game of the season, the Yankees will host those San Francisco Giants. So here's a Giants team that obviously lost Carlos Rondon to free agency. The Yankees grabbed him. The Giants wanted to grab Judge, but I guess the Yankees were able to match their offer, so the Giants lose out on that. And then the final kick, the nail in the coffin, they decide to decline going ahead with the Carlos Correa deal. So, yeah, the Giants, they whiff 0 for 3. That's kind of ironic there. So they will be visiting the Yankees for opening day in 2023. And again, it seems like DJ LeMahieu will be in the lineup. We'll see whether he's at second base or third base, how they want to work that out there. Still hearing noise that the Yankees would like to make a move for the left fielder. But again, it seems at least Boone and others are confident that if they have to start the season with Oswaldo Cabrera out there, they're gonna. And that probably seems going to be a case unless there's a trade in the works. But you're probably looking at your team right now. Probably still need a few more arms in the bullpen. You're looking at Clay Holmes to close. I think Loaiza now stepped up. Just the way he performed in the playoffs was pretty good. He kind of answered the bell there in some high leverage spots. So he'll probably be a new eighth inning guy there. But still, you'd like to see some more arms there. Again, they brought in Canely, but just want to see a couple more. And you have some free agents out there. Chad Green could be available if they want to re-sign him, of course, coming off Tommy John surgery. So you kind of maybe will hesitate to that. And of course, Michael King seems like he should be also ready for the postseason as well. So maybe he could take the role again as the eighth inning guy. But if not, it seems at least Loaiza has proven himself there. So Judge is a captain. He's the New York Yankee. It's all official. Signed on the dotted line. That's all done. DJ will not have surgery. Matt Carpenter will not be back in the Yankee uniform next year unless there's a midseason trade or something like that. And, of course, Lucas Luetge, somewhat surprisingly, DFA'd for assignment. But I don't think it's totally goodbye for him. I think at some point the Yankees find a way to get him back onto the roster because been pretty reliable there, and I don't see why you'd want to part ways with him. So that's the episode. So, again, wherever you're listening to us, make sure you subscribe, follow, get notified when new content comes up, and we'll catch you next time.